Welcome to your new moon in Cancer yoga flow. We'll begin this summer solstice celebration with a nice, relaxing flow, and then move to the mat for your restorative yoga practice, and then cascade into a yin practice before we close out with a meditation in our Shavasana. My intention for this new moon in Cancer yoga flow is for us to tap into the summer energy while honoring the yin essence of the new moon. So although it is a new moon, it is also summer solstice, or just around summer solstice if you're watching this in 2021 and beyond. So although we have that heightened energy of summer with the sun moving towards its zenith in the sky, having the longest day of the year, can you believe it? It's also new moon time. So we're going to balance that out by getting active with our Vinyasa flow and then chilling out. Are you ready? Let's begin. Come to the top of your mat with your 2 feet together, and rather than having the feet hips width apart, bringing them together so we're in a balancing posture. So here is not a balancing posture, and here this is a balancing posture, believe it or not. Our beautiful Tadasana or mountain pose. And once you arrive with your 2 feet together, locking the energy in by placing the 2 feet together here, we're going to close down the eyes and just take a moment to scan the body from the crown of the head, perhaps even visualizing warm coconut oil washing over the crown, melting away any tension as we scan the body, noticing every hair on the head, and just relaxing the forehead, relaxing the eyes and the eyelid, relaxing the cheeks and the nose, relaxing the chin and the lips, relaxing the neck and the shoulders, and just letting any tension wash away, melting down the back, allowing this warm coconut oil to cascade down over the shoulders, melting away any tension in the shoulder blades, and over the chest, the sternum, the armpits. We're washing that warm wave of relaxation down over the biceps and the elbows, the forearms, and releasing the hands, any tension in the hands, just letting it go, and letting any tension go in the rib cage. Perhaps taking a nice long deep breath in to just relax through the rib cage and the torso, relaxing the spine, the low back, and the belly. Just letting the belly be soft here as you take a few deep breaths into the belly, and relaxing the hips, the ball and socket of the hips, and relaxing the pelvic bowl, the glutes, relaxing your thighs and hamstrings, your knees and calves here. And then finally, just relaxing the ankles and the feet. And one more time, just scanning the body with our awareness from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes, noticing if you're holding any tension in the body, and maybe even shaking it out a little bit. And then we're going to take a few deep breaths into the low belly. So you can even place your hands on your low belly. As you inhale, filling the low belly expands, and then exhaling, the low belly contracts. Inhaling, the low belly expands, and exhaling, the low belly contracts. So here, the lower belly is like the engine of our breath here. So although we may all know our Ujjayi breath, that victorious breath that sounds like the ocean. We don't want to constrict the breath in the throat and to make the sound of the sea that we associate with that deep Ujjayi breathing. Rather, we want to allow the low belly to be the engine of the breath. As we can slightly, gently constrict the throat to create that Ujjayi breath. Continuing to inhale, filling the body. Exhaling, contract. Belly hugs in. And just noticing the difference between an Ujjayi breath that is working with the engine of the breath at the low belly, and perhaps a breath that's really constricted in the throat. Taking a few beautiful breaths in here with the eyes closed. And then we're going to begin to flow through our Vinyasa sequence. Gently opening the eyes, we're going to lift the arms up so the hands come up to the sky as the shoulders fall down. So we're not lifting the shoulders here. Bringing the arms up for a moment to honor this Tadasana mountain pose. Often in Vinyasa, we just skip over this posture on the way somewhere else. However, this in and of itself is a powerful Hatha Yoga asana where we feel deeply rooted into the earth, acknowledging where our feet are contacting the ground, feeling the sensation of the floor on your mat on your feet, and then reaching up to the sky. You're getting longer, like an isometric contraction through the crown of the head, like a little string is pulling on the crown of the head while the chin stays parallel to the floor and the sternum drops. So rather than arching through the spine, rather than arching the chest like a ballerina and pulling on the neck, let's drop the sternum down to connect to the earthy, rooted energy, and then using the hands to connect with the sky above. Feeling the sensations of the celestial energy pouring down through the hands like little antennas. So we're just making a battery out of our body, our vessel. So our feet are together, plugged into the earth, while our arms are separate, bringing and inviting in that celestial cosmic energy, feeling the tingling, the sensations as that energy pours down through our vessel as if you were a cup or chalice. So imagining yourself like a cup or chalice here, allowing for perhaps that cosmic energy or even electromagnetic energy to fill up your fingertips, your palms, your forearms, and perceiving the sensations rather than discomfort or pain, but with curiosity and fascination. What is this phenomena? What is this sensation or energy cascading down through my fingertips? And just noticing how that energy then reaches and fills your entire arms, and maybe even begins to pour down into the chest. One additional gesture we can make here or lock in this asana, this Hatha Yoga posture before we move into our Vinyasa flow is the Ashvini Mudra. It is the gesture of the horse. And here we're contracting the anus. So the muscles of the anus are slightly contracted. And even you could activate your Mula Bandha, your root lock, like a Kegel exercise in women, or if you had to urinate and stop quickly, you're engaging the PC muscle with a pelvic floor contraction, and it's a slight lift. Breathing in. And noticing that gesture of the horse, Ashvini Mudra, with the Mula Bandha, if that's accessible to you. And then it's like you've locked in the energy. So the cosmic energy is filling up your hands, filling up your arms, filling up your chest and your torso. And then you're locking the energy in so that it doesn't just fall to the floor. Experiencing the sensations of this amazing Hatha Yoga experience in this mountain pose that is so often overlooked because it's just so elegantly simple. Taking a moment more here, noticing the sensations and maybe even your reaction to sensation. Are you, feeling like pulling away from the sensation, or can you get curious? What is this? All right, beautiful. So let's bring our hands down without touching them together. We've cultivated this amazing energy in the hands, and then putting it on a place in your body or a body part that might need some love and attention right now. So we've just filled up our hands with that beautiful cosmic energy, maybe even an electromagnetic frequency. And now we're placing the hands in a healing way on any part of the body that might need some extra love right now. And then let's move into our flow. So again, lifting the arms up, and perhaps now you've rediscovered an entire new experience to mountain pose. As you dive forward, you can bend the knees here, releasing the neck in your forward fold. Gently lift and lengthen an isometric contraction where the coccyx or tailbone points back and the crown pulls forward here. I'm lifting through the low belly. Even this is a beautiful posture for us. And then exhaling, we're coming all the way to the earth, placing the hands with the fingers wide apart. As we step back into our plank pose, here likewise my feet are together, but if you like to separate out your feet, explore why. And if that makes you feel more supported. And we're going to pause here in this plank posture to cultivate some heat. So we're moving through these asanas in the Vinyasa flow, just to honor them for a moment. I'm stacking my shoulders over my wrists. I'm pressing down into the earth. And then coming down, Chaturanga Dandasana, the elbows hug in. And you can come all the way to the floor if that feels right for you, or if you're ready for your upward facing dog, go for it. If you're on the floor exploring your little baby cobra, or your up dog, taking a moment in upward facing dog, how can I protect my back more? And exhaling back to our downward facing dog. Taking 5 juicy breaths in this beautiful posture. Pressing through all 5 fingers, especially the middle finger and the thumb, the L shape of the middle finger and the thumb, and pressing back while my heels reach towards the floor and my seat lifts up to the sky. I'm even almost piking here. And my neck is relaxed. My brain is heavy in the head. While my spine, I'm stretching through the spine and girdling the shoulders, almost plugging the shoulders in. Taking a few more breaths here, enjoying this posture, this inversion that's so good for us, good for our body. and then hopping to the front of the mat if you feel like a hop, and or walking forward to your forward fold. We're going to pause in our forward fold. If you'd like to bend the knees and rest the belly, creating compression on the belly, which is always a good thing. Compression on the belly by pressing the belly against the thighs and releasing the neck, ragdolling forward. Or if you want to make this into more of a hamstring stretch, straightening the legs. You can fold the arms or explore any variation that feels good right now. And just take a moment to feel the earthiness, the rootedness of this forward fold. As you inhale and exhale with your Ujjayi breath. Noticing if the breath is constricted in the throat and letting it fill the whole torso, the whole body even. Engaging the low belly as the engine of the breath. Making sure the neck is relaxed, perhaps even shaking the head side to side, yes and no. With a lot of awareness. Taking a few more moments here, you might even want to bring your awareness to your perineum, your Mooladhara Chakra, the root chakra, the earth element at the level of the perineum, between the anus and the genitals, outside of the body, the energetic body. Your physical body is in your energetic body. You can imagine this green. Some people like a different color for earth, but I just want the earth to be green. So you could even visualize a beautiful green light at the level of your perineum, activating your root chakra. As you engage in the meditation of the forward fold. Just pausing here for a few moments longer, as if there was nowhere to go and you had nowhere to be, and you were just curiously exploring this asana. And then we're going to roll up the spine. Coming back, rebirthing for summer solstice here. Beautiful. Let's just take a moment to activate our second chakra, especially since Cancer is a water sign, and here we are in this Cancer new moon, tapping into the mother energy of Cancer. Cancer, the Cancerian energy, or the archetype of Cancer, is ruled by the moon. So we're going to bring our awareness, bringing our feet together, or if you really want to, your feet apart. Bringing the feet together here, I want you to drop the tailbone down towards the earth and press forward your pelvic bowl in a safe way. So if this must feel safe for you, if you have any low back problems and this isn't working for you, please be mindful. So here I'm noticing where there's a pelvic tilt, and I'm zipping up as if I'm zippering here, and I'm dropping the coccyx or tailbone so it's pointing down. And for me, I have a pelvic tilt, so it takes quite a bit of action. Perhaps you already have a really well-built anatomical structure and bone structure. I have a curve in my back, so I'm actually actively counteracting that, dropping this down. The glutes might want to contract here, and that's fine, but then see if you can relax them. So here I'm creating a really straight body without the curvature. And then I'm going to press my hips forward and my pubic bone forward. So here at the level of the genitals is our Swadisthana Chakra. It's the second chakra, the water element. So important for our Cancerian energy. So let us just bring this forward to awaken, activate, and acknowledge the second chakra here. This water element. We can do this on the floor. We'll move to the floor and do a similar posture with our pubic bone and our pelvis on the earth and our hands actually underneath us. And that will help to activate our second chakra here. But now we're just pressing forward. So if you have this going on, you can just take it quite far. But it's okay just to even awaken the second chakra by gently pressing the pelvis forward and just noticing how that feels. You'll see my shoulders are actually still over my ankles here, where my pelvis is coming forward. And now we're going to meditate on our second chakra here, the ocean, the water element at the level of the genitals, our sexuality, our creativity, our intuition and imagination. This is our antenna on our body to activate and energetically awaken to the water element. So this is like our little chakras are like little antennas. The microcosm of the body is a mirror of the macrocosm. So here, by awakening my own water represented in my genitals with the wateriness of the genitals, also the urine or secretion of the genitals, imitating or reflecting the watery element to get really clearly specific there. Why is that the water element? Also, procreation and sexuality is associated with our Swadhisthana Chakra. Here as well, our emotions are associated with Swadhisthana Chakra, and Cancer is all about the emotions. Cancer says, I feel, I emote, I feel. So here we're opening up to awaken our superpowers of our emotions, just taking a few more moments here, noticing any sensations that are arising. Beautiful. And then coming back, we're going to be doing that on the floor. So it's just a little experiment or teaser for what is to come here. So keeping that engagement here with the root and the water element here, I'm dropping the pelvic bowl, I'm activating even the pubic bone here, which is often neglected, to really honoring the whole space of my pelvis and my pelvic bowl. For me, that has been a huge learning curve in yoga, is to allow my pelvic bowl to exist. Let us rise up again to greet the sky, coming forward into our forward fold. Beautiful. Gently lift and lengthen. And now we're gaining some momentum here. We're going to flow through with our chaturanga, our upward facing dog, noticing how the pelvic bowl drops down as we lift our hearts and press back to downward facing dog. Taking 5 breaths in our beautiful downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhaling. Continuing to breathe here. Awakening your prana, the life force energy. And as you breathe here, perhaps even reflecting on the Cancerian energy of the mother, the divine mother in the form of all reality, all manifest phenomenon. We can see the world around us as Ma, as the divine mother herself. Perhaps even sending some love to your maternal lineage. And then coming forward, jumping or stepping to the top of your mat, gently rising up either with a flat back very safely. The arms come up to greet the sky and down to the heart center. Taking a moment to pause here at the heart center and taking a moment just to tap into the unconditional love that represented in the Divine Mother and sending unconditional loving kindness and compassion to your entire maternal lineage. Taking a breath into the heart and exhaling, release, letting the hands come down for a moment and just taking a moment to pause in the after effect of this flow. And we're going to move right back into it. Waking up, greeting the sky, sun salutations, Surya Namaskar. Exhaling, gently lift and lengthen, and placing the hands firmly on the earth, stacking elbows over wrists, coming down to Chaturanga, and noticing how the pelvic bowl, the pelvic pubic bone, has to drop in order for the heart to open. So really noticing the root, Mula Bandha, here, and then pressing back to our downward facing dog. 5 breaths here for our last round of Surya Namaskar A. Honoring our emotions, our feelings as our superpowers this Cancer season. Emotional mastery, emotional maturity, and emotional intelligence are our themes. And that can all, you will know how emotionally mature, intelligent, and how much emotional mastery you have when you look at your relationship with your maternal lineage. And coming forward, and you can roll up the spine or flat back, slowly, 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 articulating through the vertebra, honoring every moment, bringing the arms up and down. Gorgeous. Let's flow through Surya Namaskar B. Chair pose. Back forward fold. Gently lift and lengthen, and full bow to the floor. Opening the heart, dropping the pubic bone, and exhaling back, lifting the right leg, bringing the knee in, placing the foot on the floor. We're going to stay in a crescent lunge because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So a variation on Surya Namaskar B here, rather than our A that is with the heel down. We're going to stay in this crescent position for just a moment. Opening the heart and exhaling down, placing both hands on the floor, plank and chaturanga, opening the heart, exhaling back. Let's lift the left foot up and knee in, drop the foot and lift with the heel lifted, taking a moment. If you need to bend and straighten the back leg a few times, go for it. Tucking the tailbone if that feels right for you. Honoring your body, opening through the heart. Exhaling down to the floor. And taking 5 breaths in our downward facing dog. Noticing how you're proceeding and progressing through your Cancer New Moon Vinyasa flow. A few more deep breaths here. And just like the breath, our Ujjayi breath, sounds like the ocean, so too is Cancer, represented by the sea, the tides of the sea, ruled by the moon, Cancer's ruling planet. And coming forward, and even coming back through our chair pose, and bringing the hands to heart center here, taking another moment just to seal in this rotation of our Vinyasa sequence. And we're going to move through another B. Vinyasa, Surya Namaskar B. Chair pose to a forward fold. Gently lift and lengthen. Exhale, placing the hands on the earth. Stepping back, Chaturanga. Opening the heart. Exhaling back. Lifting the right foot, bringing the knee in. Let's keep the heel lifted in a beautiful crescent lunge, like the crescent moon. Taking a moment, taking a few breaths in our crescent lunge. Taking some liberty here to enjoy this moment, perhaps even visualizing the moon between your hands in your crescent lunge. The beautiful moon that is the ruling planet of this new moon and this season. Beautiful. Bringing the hands down to the earth. Exhaling, Chaturanga. Opening the heart. Exhaling back, lifting the left foot up. Let's bring the knee in and drop the foot down while we lift up into our lunge. My heel's actually reaching towards the floor rather than staying high up on the demi point. And again, visualizing the moon between our hands. Even moon bathing under a full moon is so healing for our hormones. Just visualizing that beautiful moon energy cascading down and blessing us. Cancer, the water is our imagination. So working with our imagination as a healing energy, as a creative force like the ocean itself. And pressing back, let's take 5 breaths here. Seeing if you can tap into the rhythm of your breath, keeping a nice rolling wave. Perhaps even offering your practice to your maternal lineage as we keep flowing through here, to untie the ancestral knots to find the unconditional love underneath. And coming forward, our forward fold, and through a chair posture, let's stand up. Coming with the hands to the heart center, just pausing for a moment. You might even like to bring forward in your mind's eye some representation or even your maternal lineage. Imagining your mother and your mother's mother and your mother's mother's mother, all the way back. Just pausing for a moment to feel grateful, no matter the story, for all the perseverance, all the sacrifice, and all the love. And moving through our final Surya Namaskar B, releasing the hands down to the side, taking a moment in our chair pose and forward fold. Gently lift and lengthen, and coming to full prostration to the earth, bowing down, inhaling up, exhaling back, inhaling lift, exhaling come to your lunge. And coming to the earth again. Beautiful. Lifting the left foot and lunge. Coming back to the earth. Inhaling and exhaling. And taking 5 juicy breaths here. Before stepping forward and through our chair, coming to stand. Beautiful. Let's flow into our half moon pose to really honor that Cancerian ruler, the moon, grandmother moon, the divine feminine. Cancer is the divine feminine, embodied in the lunar energy of the moon. So let's come lifting our arms up, bowing forward, gently lift and lengthen, stepping back to a plank through chaturanga, inhaling up, exhaling back, lifting the right leg, coming to our warrior two. Opening to the side here, the knee is over the ankle with the foot flat on the earth at an angle here, parallel to the mat, the ends of the mat there. My pelvic bowl is wide and open, and I'm going to take a moment and pause in this warrior. The divine feminine can also be a warrior like Durga, but in Cancer, here we see the moon. So we're going to flow into, lift off, and flow into our half moon pose. If you have a block, grab it. If you like, feel free to come into this pose however you like. I love lifting off like a bird flying from my warrior two. I just kind of lift up, pressing off of the ground, and then I come down rather than coming to the earth and coming up. Taking a few breaths here. Finding your drishti, your gaze, which will allow you to balance. I can't really imagine balancing without a gaze, without a drishti, a single pointed focus. That's how we also meditate, through our concentration on a single point. Woo-wee! I love this pose so much, it's so fun. Staying dynamic here, grabbing your block, and just spending some time here in this crescent, this half moon pose. Connecting with the moon, feeling this lunar energy. Balance is a good word. How to find that balance with the moodiness of the moon with Cancer, that emotional balance. Let's come back into our warrior two and then just take a little side angle for a moment. Feeling more rooted and grounded here. Reverse our warrior and straighten the leg and come into a reverse triangle. And then move into a side triangle here. Beautiful. And then let's come back into our warrior. And let's just go one more time into our crescent. Half moon pose. I love this because it feels like it strengthens my hips so well. Then let's move forward just for a moment. Hug the knee in and put the foot down. Whew. Feeling gratitude for our 2 feet. And just like we have to trust that when the emotional storm comes, it will return back to balance again as life naturally returns and restores itself to balance. Beautiful. Let's come back through our vinyasa, or if you want, after forward folding, just stepping back into downward dog, or if you're up for it, another vinyasa here, lifting the left knee. And here we are. Let's rise up into warrior two. We're going to spend a moment in our warrior two just opening the hips, dropping the coccyx down rather than letting the tail curve, this like the scoliosis happen. Just getting a really nice girdling effect around the torso and even the hips while we open and elongate and expand the muscles along the pelvic bowl, the front of the pelvis, the hips, the adductors, all the connective tissue. And then we're going to, you might have to step in a little, but we're going to fly and come over however you want to get into your half moon. Stay playful. Breathing here. Finding your drishti, your single pointed focus gently. Staying compassionate for yourself. And let's come back. Ooh. Wobbling is wonderful. And then let's come into our side angle. Opening through the psoas and the side body. And then coming and reversing our warrior. Straightening into a reversed triangle. And then moving into our side angle here. Beautiful. Let's come back into our warrior two. And one more time. Lift off. Or make our way into our side, our crescent lunge, half moon, rather. Balancing is vital for swinging the leg forward and through, hugging the knee in and placing the foot down. Balance is so vital for our emotions, as well as holding space for the storm to rage as needed and trusting in the ephemeral, temporal, impermanent nature of emotions. Allowing for and witnessing the beauty of the tempest, the storm. And I'm just actually making a figure 8 with my hips here. It's a lot of opening in the hips now. So if you want to join me, you can just make a figure 8, tracing the pelvic bowl around, if that feels good for you. Like in belly dance class, if that feels good. Or maybe you just want to shake it out. Whatever feels best for you. Just giving a little movement, uncontrolled, unscripted movement here. Maybe even rolling out the hips here. Making some circles. Beautiful. And once you allow for that freedom of movement, just coming back to the present moment, coming back to your Tadasana mountain pose. The feet come together and feel rooted into the earth. And we're going to make our way to the floor for the second half or the next half of our beautiful Cancerian new moon practice. Lifting the arms up simply while the shoulders melt away, bowing forward with reverence. Gently lift and lengthen. Exhaling, stepping back. Coming all the way to the floor and then staying here. We're going to practice this Swadisthana awakening Hatha Yoga asana. I can't remember what it's called, but maybe it's called cricket or something. So we're going to work on really pressing our pelvic bone into the floor, similar to how we were working standing earlier. And it's almost like a Superman pose or a locust pose here. So it's really in that way. However, the difference is, it's a big difference. And you might not like this experience, or maybe you're going to be amazing at it. But I'm going to flip my palms down while my third eye, Ajna Chakra, presses firmly into the earth to stabilize me here, if that feels right. My palms are now facing down on the ground, and I'm going to slide them underneath my body. And I can even make fists and slide the fists underneath me. So now my chin is on the earth. Good gracious. Let's get a little uncomfortable. Being a Cancerian can be very uncomfortable because you're so emotional and sensitive. So here now, pausing in this strange asana, pressing the chin on the ground, and now we're going to lift the legs. Some people can lift their legs like really high. Just try it out. Taking a few breaths and releasing when you're done. All right, beautiful. Good job. I'm proud of you if you tried that with me. How did that feel? Okay, let's do some activating actually of Swadisthana Chakra here on the earth. We want to awaken our creativity, our divine feminine receptivity, our ability to receive as well. And in these poses, more so our artistic, creative, imaginative nature through our sexuality. So here we're going to just come in, as I said, to Superman and Locust. And we're going to be pressing the pubic bone really actively into the floor. Although this is great to strengthen the low back and is a heart opener, I want us to make it more about the pressing the pubic bone forward and allowing the strength of the pubic bone to lift us up. So pressing down to lift up, you can keep the feet separate here as you move into your Locust or even Superman. You can alternate between the two as well. We're going to stay lifted here for a few breaths. Beautiful. Great job. Keep going. Pressing the pubic bone down. And exhaling, coming down. We're going to try again. Perhaps you want to switch between Superman or Locust, or you have a preference. Maybe you want to try bringing the feet together. And lifting up, pressing the pubic bone into the ground. And bringing your awareness to Swadisthana Chakra, the second chakra at the level of the genitals. Great. And one more time, perhaps alternating here. And inhaling to lift. Exhaling for a few breaths here. Gorgeous. Pressing back, or rolling out the hips, rocking the hips side to side, releasing. Great work. Into our child's pose. So Cancer being the mother. Cancer does not rule over children. Leo does, because Leo is so playful and affectionate. And children are associated with affections and playfulness. And Cancer is the mother. So see if in this child pose, you can also just give yourself some nice self-care. Cancerians are known to be overgiving and meddle in others' affairs because they won't have so much love to give, like a mother, even if they're not asked. They just want to love and love and love and love and get and love, and are intensely loyal. Gorgeous. Coming up, just pressing back, and even taking a moment to sit back on the knees in Vajrasana for a moment. Taking a breath here, lightning pose, just taking a moment to meditate on the Untitled Chakra, the heart. Bringing your awareness to your heart center and just feeling the depth of the ocean of your love. Love is as vast as the ocean. Gorgeous. Let's come to a seat and forward fold. If you have a block and you want to grab your block, I know I like to really support myself as a non-bendy person in these forward folds and make this more of a restorative or yin posture. If you have a pillows or a bolster is awesome. So whatever resonates or works for you, rather. Come into your forward fold. You can lift up first if that feels right for you before surrendering forward. And in this asana, we are meditating on the root chakra. So you can bring your awareness to your perineum and connect into the feeling of being rooted, earthy, grounded, heavy, trusting, stable, and secure. I am secure. And Cancerians crave safety and security because they are so vulnerable due to their sensitivity. So Cancers love earth signs like Taurus. Cancerians love Taurian energy that is stable, secure, grounded, even nostalgic, like Cancer can be very nostalgic. Taking a moment here, breathing, allowing for just a little yin, restorative, tapping into the energy of the quiet night of the new moon. Although it's summertime, and it's just about summer solstice, and the new moon this year is almost happening on summer solstice. Or basically is the new moon in Cancer is basically happening on summer solstice. So we have a lot of light to work with, a lot of energy. Summer is fire. It is upward moving energy. And the new moon is the energy of winter, of non-doing. A few more breaths here. I could stay here for like 10 minutes. And if you want to stay here longer, you can pause your video. But we're going to come up. Gorgeous. And Janu Shirshasana A. Bending the knee in, bended knee pose. And we're going to just fold over for a moment the right leg. Just taking some breaths here, feeling rooted, earthy, grounded, stable, secure. Trusting. And coming up, switching knees, switching legs, and bending down over the left leg, surrendering. Few more breaths here. honoring the quietness, the non-doing, the yin essence of the new moon. And coming up, beautiful. Let's just activate the core for a moment for due diligence in our boat pose. Balancing, lifting up, activating, caffeinating the legs, pointing the toes, reaching up. The navel is engaged. You're lifting through the low back. The chest is opening. Beautiful. And, sorry, I just heard something. I hope my mic's working. And let's move into our final meditation, coming down into Shavasana, our final resting pose. For a nice, juicy Shavasana. If you would like, please go ahead and bend the knees, bring the feet together in a nice Baddha Konasana. So opening the hips here, if that feels appropriate, or if you would like to just surrender into your final resting pose, please do so. Beautiful. And feeling the earth beneath you, supporting you. Taking a deep breath in and releasing, melting away any tension into the floor. Feeling heavy, supported, held by the earth beneath you. We're going to practice some yoga nidra, yogic sleep. Saying gently to yourself, I will not fall asleep during yoga nidra. I will not fall asleep during yoga nidra. Bringing your awareness to your right big toe, relaxing your right big toe and your second toe, your third toe, your fourth toe, and your fifth toe. Relaxing the bottom of the right foot, the ball of the foot, the arch and the heel. Relaxing the top of the foot and the heel. Relaxing the right calf and shin. Relaxing the right knee. Bringing your awareness to the right knee and just letting all of the muscles and tendons and cartilage surrender and relax. Bringing your awareness to your right thigh. Relaxing the right thigh, inner thigh, outer thigh, quadriceps, hamstring. Relaxing the right hip, the ball and socket joint, the adductors, the TFL, all the little muscles in the hip. Relaxing the entire right leg. Relaxing the left big toe, bringing your awareness to your left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Bringing your awareness to the bottom of the left foot and just sending a message to the bottom of your left foot to relax, relax, relax. Relaxing the ball of the foot, the arch, and the heel. Relaxing the top of the left foot and the left ankle. Relaxing the left leg, the left calf, the left shin. Relaxing the left knee, all the joints and cartilage in the left knee, all the tendons, the front of the knee and the back of the knee. Relaxing the left thigh, the inner thigh and the outer thigh, the quadricep, the hamstring. Relaxing the left hip, ball and socket joint, tensor fascia lata, TFL. All the muscles, all the joints, all the tendons in the left hip. Relaxing the left tailbone, coccyx, the 3 fused vertebrae, the low back, the sacrum, your sacred bone. Relaxing all the muscles in the pelvic bowl, the TA. Relaxing the genitals, the anus, relaxing the stomach, the intestines, relaxing the side waist and the lower lumbar spine. Relaxing the low back, relaxing the intercostal muscles between the ribs, relaxing the floating rib and all the rib cage. Relaxing the diaphragm, relaxing the lungs, relaxing the kidneys and the vertebra, the entire spine. Relaxing the gallbladder, the pancreas and the liver. Relaxing the heart. Relaxing the chest and the breasts, relaxing the underarms, the armpits, all the glands in the armpits. Relaxing the sternum, the shoulder blades. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the collarbone. Relaxing the right shoulder, the right bicep, and the right elbow. Relaxing the right forearm, wrist, thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Relaxing the palm of the hand and all the fingers, all the bones in the hand. Scanning your awareness back up your right arm and over to your left arm. Relaxing your left shoulder, your left bicep and elbow. Relaxing your left forearm, your wrist, your thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Your palm of your hand and the back of the hand. All the muscles, bones, tendons, cartilage in the hands. Bringing your awareness back up your arm and relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the neck, the throat, the esophagus, the thyroid, all the muscles in the neck. Relaxing the back of the head and every hair on the head. Relaxing the forehead and the eyebrows, the eyelashes, the eyelids, the eyes, eyeballs, the under eye, the temples, the T-zone, the nose and the cartilage of the nose, the nostrils, the cheeks, relaxing the upper lip and the bottom lip, your jawline, all your lymph nodes. The tongue is heavy in the mouth while the soft palate lifts and the lips are slightly parted. The ears are relaxed and the inner ear canals are relaxed. The brain is relaxed. The whole body together is relaxed. The whole body together. The whole body together. Noticing a sensation of floating. a dissolving of the body outline. Peace. And as you surrender into your final resting pose, Shavasana, the pose to be mastered above all poses, I invite you to imagine your highest self in a meadow or a field, walking as your highest self, dressed as your highest self, laughing as your highest self, and breathing as your highest self. And as you walk through this field, you feel effortless, happy, light, and radiant. And as you continue to walk down a path, you notice a beautiful cottage, and the doors open. Go inside this warm, safe, and beautifully inviting space. And as you enter, your maternal lineage, your entire maternal lineage is inside, happily, joyfully engaged in their favorite pastimes and activities in this big, open, beautiful space inside this warm and inviting, loving cottage. And you, as your highest self, enter into this space, and your maternal lineage, your mother and your mother's mother and your mother's mother's mothers, all look up and greet you, so happy to see you here. And you reciprocate joyfully with so much love and gratitude in your heart for the incredible journey that each and every one of these women went through to bring you into existence, to birth you and give you life. And in that moment, seeing your mother and your mother's mothers all joyfully engaged in their favorite pastimes, so happy and radiant and welcoming you, all suffering, all illusion of separateness, and all sorrow, pain, trauma melts away into the earth beneath you. And you take a moment to just acknowledge all of that trauma melting into the earth, being absorbed back into the place it came from. And as that suffering or trauma is released, you all collectively take a breath. And then taking a moment, pausing here, you feel complete in this experience. And then you say goodbye, trusting and knowing that they're not really going anywhere. And you walk out of this beautiful, warm, wonderful cottage feeling so grateful, connected, and whole, knowing the strength of your maternal lineage, and feeling a new sense of value and worth around your maternal lineage as you carry on as your highest self, walking back into the meadow, breathing as your highest self, dressed as your highest self, walking as your highest self. And then coming back into your Shavasana, your resting position, entering back into the space, integrating that your highest self with your self here now in this beautiful space on your yoga mat, and feeling that highest self that has experienced that healing, integrating at the cellular level with yourself right now as you are here in this present moment on your yoga mat in your Shavasana. Allowing for this alchemy and magic to integrate into every cell in your being. Taking your time here and staying here as long as you want in your Shavasana, or whenever you're ready, coming back into your body, taking a breath, wiggling your fingers and your toes, stretching your arms up overhead, your legs long before hugging your knees in and rolling over to a fetal position. Perhaps cradling your ear on your bicep like a pillow, and pausing here in this fetal position for a moment, honoring the transitional moments. Honoring this moment of transition before you press down with your hands into the earth to lift yourself up to seated. And perhaps the eyes are closed still, or gently opening the gaze, bringing the hands to your heart center. And we're going to just chant Om to seal in this practice together. Whenever you're complete, taking a breath in. And many blessings, beloved. Happy summer solstice. Please bask in this new moon in Cancer. Thank you so much.